Hi, my name is Patrick Gutierrez, and I'm the GIS analyst and hydrologic tech with the Hermit's Peak Watershed Alliance. Let's talk about watersheds.
Together, we will discover what they are, why they are so important for our communities, and how we can care for our watersheds to ensure clean, cold, and abundant water for generations to come. First, what is a watershed? It's an area of land that drains all the rainfall and snowmelt to a common body of water, like a stream, lake, reservoir, wetland, or even the mouth of a bay. Watersheds can be as small as a footprint in the sand or large enough to span states and even countries. They encompass the ridgetops to the valley bottoms.
Small watersheds are called subwatersheds, which make up larger ones.
The Gainas, Mora, Sapeo, and Tecolote are subwatersheds you may be familiar with. These watersheds make up even larger Rio Grande Basin. The Rio Grande Basin drains all watersheds within it to the Gulf of Mexico. Watersheds are much more than just water. Soil, air, plants, animals, insects, and people are all very important parts of watersheds. In northeastern New Mexico, a healthy watershed connects upland forests to lowland valleys and many different ecosystems in between. Water in our watershed originates high in the Sangre de Cristo Mountains as precipitation in the form of rain and snow. Then it's combined with all the water collected further downhill.
The amount of precipitation we receive is dictated by seasonal weather, climatic conditions like snowfall, monsoon rains, drought, and even climate change.
Some of that water gets evaporated. Some travels deep underground to aquifers. Some gets used by plants and wildlife, and some travels over the surface or ground to eventually meet bodies of water and eventually our faucets. How we utilize and share our water, the condition of the land and drainages it flows through, and what it comes in contact with all impact the quality and quantity of it.
Watersheds connect people to their natural environment and to each other because water flows through us all.
Watersheds provide many valuable resources to our communities in northeastern New Mexico. Streams, forests, prairies, and wildlife that inhabit each of these spaces has supported people in the region for thousands of years. Even today, we can rely on clean, cold water for drinking, aquatic life, recreation, and watering our livestock and crops. Our forests provide habitat for wildlife, fuel to keep our homes warm, and edible and medicinal plants. Our valleys and prairies cultivate food, forage for our livestock, as well as vast, beautiful spaces for us to enjoy. With our use of these resources, it's easy to see how humans have a major impact on our watersheds. Contributing to the health and resilience of our watersheds is an easy thing to do. First, familiarize yourself with your watershed. Where does it begin and end? What ecosystems does it support? What are the major rivers or streams? How do you, your family, neighbors, and community use its resources? What does a healthy watershed look like, and what are some watershed issues you're familiar with? Then, see what you can do to improve the condition of the land. Here are some important watershed principles to consider.
Plants across the landscape are the most important part of keeping watersheds healthy.
If the ground is bare or has little vegetation, water is not able to infiltrate and get cleaned in the soil. Instead, it rapidly flows over the surface and erodes the land. Erosion of bare ground carries sediment pollution to our rivers and degrades soil health. Plant and maintain vegetation to cover the land to protect our watersheds. By managing all land to produce more vegetation, we all benefit. Riparian vegetation is what grows along waterways. It is the most important type of vegetation to protect water quality and quantity. It keeps streams cool and limits evaporation. It holds stream banks together. It provides organic material to feed aquatic organisms and provides critical habitat to fish and wildlife. Streams, rivers, and wetlands should all have vibrant willow and cottonwood, among lots of other lush plants along their borders. Protect riparian vegetation from excessive livestock use. Don't remove vital willows or cottonwoods. Participate in a willow or cottonwood planting. Better yet, host one. Rivers and their floodplains need to be able to change and function in their own way. Each river and its floodplain is a unique and capable of maximizing high quality and abundant quantity of water if allowed to do their work unimpeded. Floodplains protect downstream areas from floods, and they store lots of floodwater that is important to recharge river flow and groundwater. Human infrastructure like roads, buildings, or farm fields should all be placed well away from rivers and their critical floodplains. Let rivers do the work and only change them if you have a 404 permit and have consulted experts to do the right thing.
Beavers are the real workhorses of healthy rivers and watersheds.
If an area has beaver, you know it's healthy. Beavers slow down water flow through their ponds to help raise the nearby water table. That water is slowly released to keep river flow more consistent during drought. Their ponds help mitigate floods, capturing floodwaters and releasing them over time. Beaver ponds cool and clean the water. Beaver restore health to rivers and wetlands at a much cheaper cost than man-made river restoration. There are many ways we can live together with beavers so they can help us.
Roads and infrastructure have a major impact on our rivers and streams.
Since the impacts are often complex, this needs some study on how to properly construct dirt roads and maintain them. Avoid building roads that cross or closely parallel streams and avoid building roads in floodplains.
Livestock are an important part of our livelihood and culture here in northeastern New Mexico.
Careful livestock management, especially in riparian areas, is critical to keep our watersheds healthy. If done right, it can even improve your bottom line. Consult experts to learn about different grazing techniques that support healthy watersheds. Limit livestock access to streams and avoid grazing in riparian areas during the growing season.
Get to know your watersheds. Help community groups and your neighbors in tackling watershed health issues.
Participate in river cleanup or engage with a local watershed stewardship group like the Hermit's Peak Watershed Alliance. We're always looking for new community members. If you'd like to join us to ensure clean, cold, and abundant water for us all, visit our website at www.hermitspeakwatersheds.org. Here you can sign up to volunteer, become a member, or donate toward our restoration efforts. Thanks for listening, learning, and taking some action to help our watersheds. Hope to see you on the river.